Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. So, coincidental. I had this very beer I was going to review tonight. I still will, but during the day, the brewery has announced that they're closing. So I'm like, that's weird. So the brewery is Kaiju. They've been around for quite a while now. They're one of the earlier craft breweries here in Melbourne. Yeah, it's like a bit of a shame at the moment. Like, there's a lot of these breweries in Australia going into this voluntary administration, but some of them seem to survive. I don't know exactly how it works, but it seems to be some taxation. I don't know enough about it, but it seems to be some sort of taxation, like, yeah, like some sort of movement they make. They're probably advised to do it since the lockdown, where in Melbourne it was real brutal. A lot of businesses were like, they got given grants and assistance. And yeah, in Melbourne, I know that there was quite a few breweries that have gone into this same sort of thing, but they've come out the other end. Deeds is one in particular. They were one of the biggest breweries here in Melbourne, and they went into this voluntary administration last year. And here they are again now selling beers again. So yeah, it's very, very weird what's going on. It's obviously a tough world out there. Since the lockdown, obviously it's been tough. In Melbourne especially, because we had the harshest lockdowns in the world. It was ridiculous. And it doesn't help here in Australia too, because our taxation here with alcohol is just through the roof, and it's getting worse. So at the moment, breweries have worked out that every beer they're selling, 50% of that beer goes to Australian tax. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, no wonder the industry's struggling. Like, the government needs to start assisting these small businesses instead of fucking them over. It's almost like these big conglomerates like Coles and Woolworths, the supermarkets out there that have just got monopoly. It's like all the government, like people that are in government probably have like shares, or they're part owners, and it's fucking disgraceful. So yeah, I don't know how many breweries now have gone under like this, but yeah, it's a real shame. And Kaiju, like, these guys won best like medium brewer last year, and they were like fucking on top of the world, like proud as punch. Yeah, like absolutely loving life, and here they are fucking battling. Like, it's an absolute joke. So I am going to crack this beer as I was before I heard the news today. Just happened to be a coincidence. I was drinking this very beer when I heard the fucking news. So hopefully it's good, and hopefully they come out the other end. They're two really good dudes. They've sort of got that slightly nerdy way to them. Like, they're right into their like comic books and anime and all that sort of stuff. They're a little bit eccentric. All their beers back in the day were like huge hoppy, like IPAs. Like, they even had red IPAs and black IPAs and all that shit before they were sort of cool. Their main beer that they're probably known for is Kaiju Crush. That's in all the supermarkets. And that's the thing I don't get. Like, they've been absolutely killing it. Their beers are in the supermarkets and everything. It's like, I just don't see how they're struggling. They're fucking everywhere. And it was the same with Deeds. So, yeah, the fucking Aussie government's got a lot to answer for. But anyway, we'll move on to the beer. I just wanted to have a little rant. And yeah, just it annoyed me when I heard that today. Like, there's a lot of good breweries that are really battling. So we need to keep supporting the little guys. So yeah, this one's called the Red Weed, and it's a hibiscus terpene sour. So it'll be a hibiscus kettle sour with terpenes added. So it's probably going to have that weedy, dank character to it. So yeah, very interesting. Reason why I bought it was the fact that it was terpene. I've been getting into a lot of terpene beers, mainly West Coast IPAs. But this is 6%, and I'm pretty sure it's probably going to pour like a bright red, being hibiscus. But yeah, we'll soon see. So who's in the chat? And yeah, I only finished afternoon shift not long ago. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, definitely. I might even have a few tonight. It's really like hot and muggy here, and I've obviously just finished work like just over an hour ago, and yeah, sort of keen to crack a few beers, a few hump day beers. Yeah, it's bullshit. Like our lockdown laws here were brutal, so businesses were closing down everywhere. They just couldn't survive. Cheers, Bumpy. Cheers, Stewie. Bendigo. Yep. Yeah, so how you've spelled it there, dude, just change the I to an E. It's like Bendigo. It's a pretty cool city. Sort of like north of Melbourne. It's like an old gold mining city. It's got like pretty cool food there as well, because it's like quite ethnic. Back in the day, a lot of like Chinese miners and stuff were there, so yeah, they've got a good mix of stuff. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, there's so many breweries though that have done it in the last 2 years, and from like I don't know, it's like they're advised to do it. Like the three main ones for me that have done it recently though would be Deeds, Dainton, and these guys, because they're all like pretty big breweries. Like you had Bad Shepherd, you've got like quite a few, but yeah, some of them you sort of half expected it. And yeah, one thing I like, my sort of nostalgic thing with Kaiju is when I first got into craft beer, and a mate was with me as well, like trying all these huge craft beers. We started buying Kaiju beers because they had high as ABV and because their can artwork was real sick. So we're drinking like double black IPAs and red IPAs, and yeah, just stuff that we probably wouldn't have ever tried if it wasn't for just rad names and artwork and stuff, and a huge percentage. So yeah, that they were the one of the ones that got me into like really, really hoppy beers. I remember them, Pirate Life, and probably Feral were the three really hop forward, like bitter sort of breweries that I got into back in the day. Bad dudes. Hmm. Anyway, let's pour this drink. I hope it's really good. And yeah, shout out to Kaiju. Shout out to all the small breweries out there. Fucking bat them. And fuck the government. I fucking hate our government so much. Oh, this this smells like pure ganja. Someone someone's just lit up a bong. Jesus Christ. I've smelt some terpene weedy beers, but as soon as I cracked that can, wow. Here we go. That's funny. Yeah, so it's pouring the colour I thought it would. Good old hibiscus. It's a bit brighter in reality than what it is on the camera. But I would say sort of in between like an orange and a red, if that's such a colour. And it's quite bold, bright. As far as like clarity goes, she looks pretty clean, maybe a slight haze to it. It's about a one finger head. Carbonation's probably medium. I would say body would be medium as well. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks so much darker on my camera. I don't know if you can see the live timer up the top, or even though that live sign actually up the other corner. If that's showing up, it's sort of in between what it is on the camera, and that would be an accurate sort of description of the color in real life. Let's have a whiff. I just can't believe how much it smells like marijuana. It's ridiculous. Oh, shit. I feel like I'm getting high just off the smell. Fuck, these terpenes are unreal. I love them. So, yeah, straight up cannabis. The hibiscus is actually pretty mild because it's normally one of those punchy floral aromas that just like that's all you get pretty much. I think though, yeah, the terpenes just sort of taken over. It's got like a light, I would say like crackery, grainy base, wheaty. Maybe a touch of citrus. But yeah, it's very, very hard to get any sort of other notes because that terpene is just fierce. It's going to be such a weird taste, I reckon. It smells really good, but like, yeah, like weed with like hibiscus. It's very unusual. I'll read some more comments, shall I? Yeah, fucking oath. I don't know. I just feel like in Australia, for me personally, all the stuff we get fucking screwed over real hard with is the stuff that I need to be sort of saving with. Like in other countries, I'd be way better off. Like, how ridiculous was it when I was looking up passport costs the other day? In Australia, passports are double what they are in every other country, sometimes triple or four times the amount. But yeah, I'm just thankful I'm not a smoker because they get fucked over real hard as well. I don't know how all these unemployed people afford to smoke. Yeah, I got over the old 400 a couple of days ago, I think. I feel like the channel's just ticking along nicely. especially when it's a niche market like beer. You're never going to get huge followers and stuff in this sort of game, but it's been going good. Free Sammy. Definitely. Get me to the States now. One finger, one bum. Yeah. Okay, let's have a sip. The weed quality is fantastic on the aroma, and it's got me excited, but it's also got me slightly scared because it's like just a completely different style that I'm expecting. Or should I say that I'm used to with the terpenes. Cheers. Ooh. So you sort of get that like sticky weed up front. Then the hibiscus sort of comes in and you feel like it's going to come in and take over. But it sort of comes in sharp and then the weed character keeps going. Interesting. I want like on not being a smoker, I don't know about all the different strains and shit. But is there an actual? Does anyone out there know if there's a hibiscus strain of weed? Because it could be a thing. Like the name of the beer is called the Red Weed. Whether that means anything or that's just a combination of hibiscus and terpene. So I know with weed strains, there's a lot of like different berry ones and fruit ones and shit. It's quite nice. It's very different. I mean, if you don't like hibiscus or you don't like cannabis, yeah, you're probably not going to like this beer. But if you don't like, if they're both sort of characters you don't mind, it actually goes all right together. On the back it says, maybe from the madness something beautiful will grow, a kettle sour with weed-like terpenes and hibiscus. Ooh la la. So yeah, this is part of they've got sort of a limited release series outside of their core range. They're pretty big with their core range, Kaiju. That's what they sort of specialise in. So they don't do a heap of limiteds, but yeah, I tend to try and pick up most of their limiteds just to give them a whirl. They're normally something exciting. And yeah, it's called the Mutation Program. And this is number 18. It's been going for like years, I reckon. So if this is only number 18, they must only do like a handful a year. They probably brew one every maybe couple of months. Hmm. I'll have to I don't think I've done Kaiju Crush on the channel. I'll have to get a can of it. It's in the supermarket, so I should be able to track one down just in case they do shut up shop. High biscuits. Yeah, I'm trying to think where I got mine from. It was either Carwin Cellars or Otter's Promise. They're both like Melbourne bottle shops. They both have online if that helps out. Like I know, like if you can't sort of get them locally, dude, you'd still be able to get them from them online. What I do is I just put in an order and get like 10 mixed drinks or whatever, and you normally get a bit of a discount, and shipping's not too bad. I think both bottle shops only charge about $10 delivery, which is pretty good. That is one thing I'm thankful for after the lockdowns. At least we have really good online access to alcohol, and a lot of places will deliver it for pretty cheap. But yeah, I mean, you get fucked over with the price of the beer anyway, so it's not like it matters. Let's pour some more, shall we? So, does anyone out there have a favourite brewery where you're from or nearby that closed down? Same sort of shit as this. And it was like, yeah, you were disappointed because you supported them, or like it was unexpected. For me, the biggest one was Deeds. Like, easily one of our best breweries in the country. Phenomenal, especially when it comes to like big, like dark beers and like you sort of double IPAs. Like, yeah, they just killed it. And like real flash tap room. But yeah, it really shocked me when it happened with them. Bill Gates. The thing that scares me even more is a lot of young kids out there don't even drink. So as the years go on, craft beer is just gonna fucking crumble. I don't want to drink, it's too expensive. I just want to stay at home with my parents till I'm 60 years old and play Fortnite. Just mooch off them, even though I've got like $100,000 sitting in my bank account. I can get riled up pretty easy tonight. Oh yeah, cool. One I would suggest, dude, if you want some old school English style beers, give Boat Rocker a try. Matt from Boat Rocker does some really good, like old English styles, and they're good price as well. Um, yeah, maybe go have a look at the Otter's Promise or Carwin Cellars, and you'll probably be able to get this beer, and then there'll be a heap of Boat Rocker on them as well. Get yourself some like Fox Friday and stuff like that, maybe some Banks. Yeah, I know the feeling. I definitely sense it just in our conversations, but that's how I feel with like so many people out there, like even in my workplace. Thing we were talking about the other day that fucking winds me up is yeah, these kids can be lazy as fuck and complain and like get their way, and then as soon as they do something wrong and you go off at them, you get in trouble. It's like, hang on, like if they're not doing the right thing, why can't we go off at them? Oh, you're not allowed to go off at these kids these days. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, well, I'll just do all the work then, and I'll just bust my ass like I'm the shit kicker I used to be, even though I'm the fucking leader, while they just sit back and do nothing. That's great. What a great way to run a business. It's a fucking different world, I tell you. Yeah, lately at work, I've just been. Sammy doesn't speak his mind anymore because he keeps getting in trouble. Yeah, So one thing with Boat Rocker, dude, they did a ESB, a Yorkshire, I think it was a Yorkshire Pale. They had about 5 or 6 different ones though. They had a Midlands one. They even did an English IPA. So it was like old English style IPA with English hops. And I thought, oh, this is going to be pretty average, but like I really enjoyed it just because it's so different to like all the fucking haze craze out there. Um, yeah, he did like a brown ale. He did quite a few, and I just thought they were great. I was like, he's done a really good job here. I honestly feel like Boat Rocker are underrated. The only thing is like most breweries out there specialise in hazy IPAs, and they've got them like fucking nailed in and really good. Boat Rocker, because they've never really worried about hazies, they've always worried about every other style. They're behind the mark when it comes to hazies. But like that doesn't worry me because it's like you get fucking hazies everywhere else. Who cares if their hazies are pretty average? If they keep like having a crack at them, they'll end up doing them real good as well. But I just don't think they need to. They've got some of the best dark beers in the country. Their wild stuff's fucking unreal. And then they do all these awesome like English styles and Germanic. Yeah, even try their Pilsner and their Helles, dude. If you're after some lagers. I'm considering going to Melbourne on Sunday or even Saturday possibly. See what happens. But I was thinking of going to Boat Rocker. The only thing is it's really tough getting to that area of Melbourne from where I am and making a good day out of it without having to rush. I'm probably better going there on a weekday because I can leave a lot earlier. And I obviously don't want to drive because I want to drink. It's just a bit of a pain in the ass to get to. It's still really weedy, this beer. I feel like this video's been going for, or this should I say, this live. I feel like it's been going for about an hour. It's only been going for 25 minutes. I've been watching this guy. He does like exploration around Melbourne, just like a lot of the shit suburbs, and tries to show the good side of the suburbs that have a bit of a bad name for themselves. And he's probably about my age. He's Vietnamese background. He come out here as a kid with his family as immigrants and grew up very, very poor and struggling. But then his parents made a name for themselves, like just working hard in Melbourne and stuff. And he's like he's got a good career and he just travels around Melbourne and does these videos. It's really cool. Like, and he's a real good bloke. You look at him and think he's an islander though. He's real big, like big, solid, like massive dude. But he's like when he takes his sunnies off, he's got like the slanty eyes. So everyone thinks he's Islander, and then he's like, "No, I'm Vietnamese." And it's like, "Geez, you're big for a Vietnamese boy." Ooh, yes. The question is, should I do a black IPA after this? There's probably no point doing a hangout because no one will be drinking at this time. What is it? It's fucking 1:17, so early afternoon in UK, and 8:17 a.m. on the East Coast US. If I did a hangout, I'd just be smashing BBs. Got plenty of them in the fridge. But yeah, I was considering maybe doing a black IPA review after this one. Yeah, no worries, dude. Thanks for chiming in. And if we don't see you beforehand, have a good trip. I know you're going to be doing like live stuff while you're there, so I'll keep an eye out, buddy. Cheers, brother. Yeah. That's the thing with Arvo Shift. When I finish, I want to have a drink and get into it, but there's no one around. This is where you need a setup, Matt. We can get on it together, brother. It was good. Recently, I've had Joe from Sydney. I've had him on the panel. It's been good having another Aussie up there. So yeah, cheers to Kaiju, and hopefully you overcome this bullshit. I know there's a lot of support out there for him, and that's what helped Deeds. Deeds like announced they were going under, but they still had a shitload of like stock, and they advertised getting rid of their stock, and then all of a sudden everyone just got around them and bought every single thing they had left, all their merch, all their like cellar beers, even their kegs, their like yeah, like just random shit they had in the bar and stuff, and then all of a sudden they started making profit again, and yeah, they were able to sort of get through it. I'm not sure if the brewery's fully operational again, but I know they're definitely selling beers. So whether they've got staff back and they're back actually brewing, or they're still selling existing stock, it wouldn't want to be hop forward. She'd be a bit old by now. But yeah, if I go to the supermarket in the next few days, I'll have to get some Kaiju beers. Maybe do a Kaiju showcase. But yeah, as I said, very cannabis forward on the aroma and the palate. Hibiscus is sort of it's coming through a bit more as it's warmed, but it's still not as intense as the terpene. It's got a little touch of citrus, maybe like some lemon, some orange, um, maybe a touch of like grassiness. It's like floral from the hibiscus. You could be getting that from the hops as well. But yeah, the base is like biscuity, grainy, wheaty, quite light. I said it earlier. It's probably medium body. It's probably more light to medium, like a kettle sour. Yeah, that's about it really. Score, I would probably say I'll have another sip. I'm going to say a 4.2 out of 5. I think for what it is, that's a pretty good score. Yeah, that's good. I had a beer from him. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Melbourne areas, Matt, but in Fitzroy, there's a lot of like old hotels in like residential areas. Like you'll be just strolling through these like streets that have terrace houses, and all of a sudden there's a big pub on the corner. Like it's fucking awesome. You get the same thing in Sydney, I guess. And yeah, there's this one called the Marquee of Lawn or something like that. And I went in there one day. I was just like, this pub looks sick. I just want to go in there and chill and have a couple of beers and just see what's going on. Went in there and they had this Kaiju. It was a West Coast IPA, and I can't remember if it was single or double, but it had like a cannabis and a hop plant sort of hanging together. So I can't remember if they used terpenes in that beer or it was just very dank and like resinous and that. But I remember drinking it and thinking, fuck me, this is one of the best West Coasts I've ever had in Australia. And it was just never released in cans. It was only ever a keg. It was actually a beer brewed for that hotel, I think. So yeah, it was like I was lucky to actually go there and try it because I wouldn't have ever seen it again. I think I might have checked it in on Untapped, even though I hardly use that anymore. But yeah, I just remember thinking, "Fuck, this is this beer is brilliant." And like I hadn't had any Kaiju for a while before that, so it sort of made me get back into them again. But yeah, 4.1, I think. I know 4.2. Sorry, 4.2 out of 5. And yeah, it's called the Red Weed Hibiscus Terpene Sour, 6%, as part of the mutation program by Kaiju Beer, who unfortunately have announced today voluntary administration. So, yeah, let's just hope they've been advised to do that to clear debt and, I don't know, get through it somehow. Yeah, I don't know what the go is with it. It's one of those things I don't know enough about probably to comment, but yeah, I have heard that it's one of those things that the breweries are sort of advised to do to get through it. Like it's sort of a cheeky way to, yeah, get through the other side without losing a fuckload of money. Mm. So on that note, I'm heading off. So don't know if I'll be doing anything else after this. If I don't do another review after this one, I might do one in the morning. But yeah, thanks everyone for chiming in. A 40-minute review. Actually, Beer Man's show will be on tomorrow morning, so I might have to make an appearance for that. I'm on bloody Arvo shift. It drives me nuts. I hate it. Just ruins your whole day. Whenever I do Arvo shift, I'm always lazy because you go to work, especially when it's like summertime and it's hot as well. So I'll walk to work. I'm already half knackered because it's hot as fuck. You go to work, you get through your day, you come home, you sit up for a few hours, and then because you stay up late, you end up sleeping in, and then you're just waiting to go back to work again. It sucks. I prefer night shift. But yeah, let's get out of here. So yeah, once again, cheers, and we will see you again soon. Bye bye.